Test 5. This is the IELTS listening test. You will hear a number of different recordings, and you will have to answer questions on what you hear. There will be time for you to read the instructions and questions, and you will have a chance to check your work. All the recordings will be played once only. The test is in 4 parts. At the end of the test, you will be given 10 minutes to transfer your answers to the answer sheet. Now turn to part 1. Part 1. You will hear a woman who works at an employment agency talking to a man about jobs he could apply for. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 6. Now listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 6. Good morning. How may I help you?
Good morning. We spoke on the phone last week, and I'm ringing to get more details about the job.
That's right. Thank you for sending in your CV. We've carefully looked at it, and I think we have several jobs that might suit you.
That's great.
The first one is in a magazine based in North London. They're looking for a reporter.
What sort of magazine is it?
They're called Home Solutions, which publishes articles on housing every week, and they want to find someone responsible for collecting the latest news and writing relevant articles.
What are the hours of work?
Well, you will be expected to work 40 hours a week, but there may be opportunities to do overtime during busy periods. For example, some may work more than 50 hours a week and get extra pay, but you're not required to do this.
That's reasonable. Do you know what the rates of pay are?
Yes, it says you'll get a monthly pay of £7,000 for the first 6 months, and after the probatory period, you'll be eligible for a salary of more than that, maybe £7,500 or more.
That's good.
So, is that something that might interest you?
It is, yes. The only thing is, you say they are in North London, so it would be a pretty long commute for me.
In that case, the second position might suit you better regarding location. That's a researcher for an electronic engineering company in South London.
Yes, that would be a lot closer.
Your CV shows you have relevant working experience in this field.
Yes, I worked in the office of a computer engineering company for 2 years. What about the working hours?
For this job, you'll have to work 45 hours a week, and the starting salary is £7,200 for the 6-month probationary period.
That should be nice.
I can arrange for you an interview if you're interested. But before that, may I ask where you heard about us? Was it in an advert, or did your friend tell you?
Neither. It was a website. Then I just got your number from the phone book.
Oh, right. Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 7 to 10. Now listen and answer questions 7 to 10. Apart from full-time jobs, we have some part-time work that might suit you. Here, several magazines are recruiting part-time writers. Are you interested?
What kind of writer exactly? I mean, what types of articles should I write about?
Well, the first one is to do with sports reports. For this, you're expected to write sports articles twice weekly.
Well, I love sports. I'm a football fan, but as far as writing is concerned, I'm not entirely keen on that. I think I'll rule it out.
OK, then how about writing something for entertainment? Does it appeal to you?
Entertainment is an exciting topic. I like reading news or articles in this category, but I'm not sure if I should write something about it. Anyway, I'll think about that. Could you give me more details?
OK, I've got your email, and I will send the details to you later.
Thanks.
And the third one is writing reviews for soap dramas.
Oh, soap drama is my favourite. I worked as a freelance writer in this field 3 years ago. I think it's pretty worthwhile to give my own opinions and recommendations to the audience.
That's good. And the last one is writing articles for a business economy magazine.
I'm unfamiliar with this field, so I think it might not be easy.
Don't worry too much. Experience is not essential for this job. They've got a training session for every recruit.
That sounds not too bad.
OK, would you like me to send you the pamphlet so that you can learn more about it?
That will be nice.
OK, that's it. I'll send you all the information later, and that is the end of part 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers to part 1.
Part 2. You will hear an introduction from a tour guide about suggestions for an island. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 14. Now, listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 14.
Hello everyone, I'm Hazel, the guide from Travel Light Agency. Since we mentioned the trip to Moona Island in the last programme, we've received several online messages from those who have been there. As a result, we've collected some helpful do's and don'ts for new visitors, which will hopefully help you to know the island better and enjoy your stay to the fullest. The first suggestion is about tips. Although tipping is required in most circumstances in Moona Island, the amount you should give differs significantly. If you take a taxi, there is no set rate on how much you should leave to the driver. Someone may give a generous tip if he thinks the service is fantastic. It's up to you entirely. However, if you go to the hairdresser's or enjoy a meal in the restaurant and the bill comes with no service charge, a 10% tip is advisable. Moona Island has got relatively good medical service. If you get sick, the quickest way is to ask the hotel to arrange an English-speaking doctor for you. But remember, it's not a complimentary service. The other alternative is to visit the local clinic, and you have to prepare for the charge as well. I should remind you that the medical service on the island can be pricey, so it's better to buy your insurance before you leave. When you visit Moona Island, you'll see the notice nearly everywhere. Tap water is safe to drink, but you might not get used to its weird taste because it contains minerals. In this case, you can buy bottled water sold in every shop, but you'd better make sure the sealed lid is untouched, as the locals often put tap water into the bottle.
Before you hear the rest of the talk, you have some time to look at questions 15 to 20. Now listen and answer questions 15 to 20.
Then I'll focus on transportation in Moona Island. The bus is the most commonly used means of transportation for local residents. Although there aren't many bus lines, they're always on time. However, some people complained that the road was so bumpy that they even got nausea and dizziness. As a result, it's not a good choice if you want to sit peacefully and relax on the way. And another thing is, before you jump on the bus, inquire of the driver about where the bus will go. Unlike most cities, here in Moona Island, you cannot find the destination shown in front of the bus or at the bus stop. Maybe you found the bus service is not so enjoyable. In that case, you can always rent a car. If you choose this way, I advise you to prepare well beforehand. Although some taxi companies provide car rental services, many visitors sometimes find nobody answering the phone. So leave this way when you are in a hurry. It's wise to compare several car rental companies online beforehand, as the price may vary a lot. Booking via hotel may be overcharged, as it contains a 10% commission, so it's also not advisable. More importantly, don't forget to check with the company what the price covers in detail, like daily rental expenses, car insurance, commission, etc. It usually includes unlimited mileage too, but fuel is excluded. If you don't want to drive, a taxi is the quickest and most comfortable way, although few are available on Moona Island. If you want to find a taxi quickly, it's not a good idea to reserve through the taxi company, as sometimes you'll have quite a wait, especially in the rush hour. The easiest way is just waving your hands on the street to stop the taxi. Otherwise, the driver will drive away directly after he drops off the guests. Oh, another thing is, I have to remind you that there is no meter for taxis in Moona Island, so before you jump in the taxi, you'd better negotiate with the driver about how much you're going to pay. For example, if you take a taxi from the airport at night, it may cost you. So confirm the price before you get in. Okay, that's all about the tips for Moona Island that I want to share today. And are there any questions?
That is the end of part 2. You now have half a minute to check your answers to part 2.